Morning, fellow subscribers, people of the like, men, women, the same. Yeah, I doing all right today. I've been trying to train a little harder to sort of knock out, some of that extra stress. But I had something on my mind. Um, it has to do with artificial sweeteners, diet sodas, things that contain aspartame, um, you know, pre-workout drinks, energy drinks with say sucralose in it. They're saying zero sugar, but anything with an OSC, os, glucose, sucrose, sucralose, it's sugar. So if you're seeing something 0 calorie and it has that ingredient, well, there's trace amounts of sugar in it. And, uh, I don't know how they chemically or, I don't know how they process, those ingredients to make them say, like with the sucralose, well, it's usually a small amount of sugar, but a lot of times I've seen zero sugar, and so I don't know how they manufacture that, in the lab and break it down. And but needless to say, I've heard a few things, from people saying that there's probably not going to be much of a metabolic, much of a metabolic change or an insulin response per se, if you want to call it. Um, I I tend to disagree with that, and I'm going to explain to you why. um, yes, if something is 0 calorie, you think, okay, no calories. Why is it going to increase any insulin? Um, maybe a small amount. My thought is this: you have like with aspartame, diet soda, okay, even chewing gum, showing 0 calorie will have elements of sugar in the ingredients. I don't have a pack of gum on hand where I can look at it right now, so I can't tell you, but I will tell you that when something foreign goes into the body, regardless if it's 0 calories or a calorie, um, food in a sense, if it's processed, if it's not of say fruit or a vegetable, and many a times fruit and vegetables, when we're introduced, everything is foreign that we put in our mouth. Our body identifies with it. The health benefits identify with us and give us benefit, and the body reacts to that in a positive way. But in the beginning, it's foreign. So now you're putting something fake, something chemically manufactured in a lab into your body, and what's going to happen is your body is going to mimic a response. Okay? It's going to mimic it. It's not going to cause an act, it's going to cause a response, but it's going to be in a mimic form versus a form of response when you put real food or real sugar. You eat a Snickers, which I love, or you eat some pasta or some whole wheat bread even, but when that breaks down, it's going to break down into sugar, which will cause an insulin response. What I am saying is when you take aspartame, when you take sucralose, when you take sucrose, when you take fructose, when you take those types of things, if it's in a caloric form, it's with sugar, it's even worse, because now you're gonna actually basically throw an X. You're gonna crisscross your homeostasis, your homeostatic levels of your body. You're gonna now have real sugar and fake sugar, so your body is gonna go into confusement, and it's gonna disrupt your homeostasis. Which is your balance. It's gonna throw everything off, and that in turn will throw metabolic and will throw other physiological processes that happen in the body off, hormonal as well. Estrogen, progesterone will definitely be affected. Estrogen and progesterone are increased, highly increased with sugar. So basically, what I'm saying is it's going to mimic a response in the body. So now you throw this substance in, and your body is mimicking. I'm sorry I keep saying it, but it's mimicking a calorie because it's 0 calories. So you drink that diet soda, you think 0 calorie, whatnot. Well, your body is going to take that in, and through those fake chemicals that are manufactured in a lab, your body has to come up with a response for that. Because the body, that's just what the body does. It comes up with responses for everything. For carcinogens, for food, for exposure, sunlight, mold that you breathe in the bathroom, whatever leaches from the pipes in your drinking water in your home, all these contaminants in your body produces responses, immunity responses, different other responses to help make sure you don't get sick. And many a times a lot of that stuff stores within us, which is why we are so toxic, and we need to fast, and we need to dry and wet fast with distilled water to rid these toxins out of our body. But that is another video. So sorry. So basically, through those fake substances coming in and your body having to make a response, your pancreas will in fact sorry, I'm drawing a blank, will in fact shoot out some insulin. So it will release a little bit of insulin in the body, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not going to be, say, as much as if you were to throw 30 grams of sugar down or 40 grams of sugar down, but in a way we don't know, because how measurable basically is this? You know, I mean, you see people drinking diet drinks all the time that are still overweight and that struggle with weight, and in the fitness community it's a lot different, because a lot of times these guys are on enhancements, or gals are on enhancements, or just genetics, or just hard work, and you're not going to per se see that, but they are going to get an effect off it, because it's going to throw homeostasis off, it's going to disrupt hormonal levels, and later on down the road, through usage of those products, there will be other, in my opinion, physiological disturbances that can cause, different reactions, say Alzheimer's, cancers, toxicity to liver, toxicity to the kidneys, adrenal fatigue. The list can go on. I say physiological, in the sense that I am just trying to basically, through the physiology of the body and through the altered chemicals and through the contaminants, it's going to change that. Sorry about that. So that's why I bring up that term, or I use that term, I should say. So, in essence, through this mimicking, the body needs to make a response because something foreign came in, something that you are eating, something that you are enjoying. Your mind knows that it's a drink. Your mind is engaging in that action of thought, of food thought, if you want to call it. A lot of times you may be drinking this with a meal, so that's going to cause other complications with metabolism as well, because now you're altering something through synthetic chemicals, and then you're eating something normal, which is going to have, depending on the food that you're eating, various chemicals too. So now you're creating, just this crisscross type of, mess up in your body, where your body just doesn't know what to do at that point. It's confused. and it's going to work harder to identify and to break everything down and to process everything. So I feel that the pancreas is going to get taxed, especially the pancreas will get taxed through artificial sweeteners. And it's going to get taxed more, in my opinion, than the real stuff because it's fake, it's manufactured in a lab, and your body is forcing itself to make a response to deal with that chemical that just came in, which is sorry about that, which is the synthetic sugar. So the body's trying to say, okay, this is not real sugar, so now I have to deal with this in this specific way, and it's just going to cause a whole mess up to the body. Hormonal disturbances, like I said, kidney, liver toxicity, cancers, et cetera, et cetera. And it's also going to mess up the metabolism. And it's going to stress the pancreas more because it's going to cause the pancreas to release. I don't care if it's a fraction of insulin, it doesn't matter because this is the problem now. Now, if you're even, they'll say, oh, the amount is so small it doesn't matter. Okay, it's fake. So if you're taking an artificial substance in, it causes just a minute little release from the pancreas. Well, those cells in the pancreas now are damaged through the syntheticism, through the synthetic chemicals. Now we're having free radical damage of your pancreatic cells. Prolonged usage of that will in turn cause pancreatic cancer. So you might have the six-pack and you might be in good shape, but now down the road, you're running the risk for pancreatic cancer. And people using the artificial sweeteners are running the risk for pancreatic cancer too. And sorry if I was a little spread out. I didn't write this. This was just a free thought. I didn't jot it down and read it. Like I said, I just kind of go from, what I'm thinking. And if I'm pausing or hemming and hawing, and I only have 13 minutes on my memory here I'm looking at, so that's also rushing me. I got to clean out the phone a little bit, but if anybody wants to challenge me on this, then I can get a little bit more professional and come back with some stuff. But if not, I hope you learned something, and I hope I didn't confuse anybody. Thank you.